for our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
And we are back. We are back. I had a little bit of time. You ever feel like you have too much time on your hands? I mean, I know I got plenty of stuff to do. I know. But I don't know. I have a hard time with time gaps. I think it's part of the ADHD. I don't know. So I try and keep a list of little things that I can get done when I have these time gaps. And I don't always do it. I'm getting better at it. We'll put it that way. Progress, very slowly, but progress. Right? Because we're not always gonna get what we want in our time. And that's kind of the theme of this daily trudge. That I don't know why, but the Rolling Stones song is going through my head right now. You can't always get what you want home. No, you can't always get what you want home. But if you try sometimes, well, you might find you get what you need. All right. It's not far off. It is not far off. So we're going to be talking about the difference between instant gratification and delayed gratification. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. All right. So one of the sayings that I have is that we live in what I like to call the microwave age. Everybody wants everything on instant minute. And how very true of alcoholics. Right? What was alcohol? Alcohol was instant gratification. And what were we trying to? What was the instant gratification that we were trying to accomplish? Well, it was the not feeling the way that we're feeling right now, or the fact that we just want to get drunk and not worry about the world and be carefree and pretty much do whatever we wanted without consequence. Without consequence. There are some consequences that happen we didn't even notice. Right? And sometimes we'll get into the program, we might start feeling a little bit better, but we continue doing the same things, hanging out with the same people, going and doing the same things, doing things that are illegal. I know it may seem harmless. Okay. You're like, well, it's just me. I'm not affecting anybody. Well, if you get arrested, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, that's going to affect other people in your life. It very much is. So, and I'm not saying the people that, that your old friends or whatever are bad people. They're not. Okay. Now I was an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic. Was I a bad person? I didn't really want to be, but yeah, I was. I did stupid shit while drinking. What's the saying? Saying is, I didn't get in trouble every time I was drinking, but every time I got in trouble, I had been drinking. I'm just double checking chat here, make sure. Okay. All right. That every time I got in trouble, I had been drinking. Instant gratification is a desire to satisfy or desire for immediate pleasure. Now, when an alcoholic can't get what they want, the alcohol, they're gonna, if they don't find God in a hurry, they're gonna go after one of few things: sex or money. Those are the usual things, right? Well, delayed gratification is the ability to resist that desire for a more substantial later reward. Huh. Alcohol is certainly one of those things, right? And the consequences that come with it. I want to drink right now. Well, maybe we could just put this off for an hour. Maybe we can put it off now. And delayed gratification is no earned virtue. You got to work at it. Okay, it doesn't just happen. Now God's going to give you a little bit of help with this if you ask. If you ask. But you got to ask. And you got to mean it. Might be kind of tough to do. All right. Now, I had to work on delayed gratification. It's not just about alcohol. Right. There's another thing that I found about alcoholics that they get real. I know I did, and I still do every now and again. My time, my personal time. We get extremely selfish about, well, it's my time and it's being interrupted, and I want to be able to do this and I want to be able to do that. Oh no. Poor thing, not getting what you want, right? And then what do? Then we whine and cry when we don't get what we want, like children. And delayed gratification is a skill you're going to need as an alcoholic. Why? Because things are not going to happen in your time. They're not. They're going to happen when they're supposed to happen, right? When they're supposed to happen, right? Instant gratification often involves short-term satisfaction from things like social media or snacks. Whereas delayed gratification involves focusing on long-term goals, such as studying for a test instead of watching a movie. The latter requires a more cognitive control as it involves prioritizing future benefits over present enjoyment. But for us alcoholics, it's more than that. It's life or death. It's life or death for us. Okay. Now, I didn't ask it to throw recovery or alcoholism in here. So it's just giving us an overview of something, right? It's giving us an overview of how all people and a lot of people in this world cannot handle delayed gratification, alcoholic or not. But like a lot of things in what we do, if we don't like anger, we call it the dubious luxury of normal men. But even then, it's not. It is not. But it's twice as worse for us. It is a matter of life and death for us. Because this stuff can lead back to drinking. And drinking for us equals death. Right? So, definition: the act of seeking immediate pleasure or satisfaction. Sound about right? I know the first drink didn't do it. I know that. Right? Maybe it was a whiskey or something. And because I didn't drink alcohol for the taste. Now, there again, that was an acquired taste. I was kind of a rum guy, rum and whiskey. Right? I call it the burn. The burn, that first shot, the burn. You know what I'm talking about, right? But then when it does, kind of numbs my throat, so that way The rest of it just doesn't go, maybe mix that with a little, you know. You mean beer's not a chaser? It was for me. Beer was the chaser. What are I'll tell you my two favorite kinds of beer. Cold and warm. I don't care. I'll even drink gin. Ugh. I'll drink gin. I don't care. That's my mind. It doesn't want to feel this way anymore. Okay. Now we get in the program and we start doing some things, and this might start to change on us a little bit. Right? Because the consequences of delayed gratification are better than the instant gratification. Got him? Let's say you do something nice for somebody. Right? And then you go online, you take pictures, you record a video, go online and you post it. That is instant gratification. Okay. And what you're going to do is get the consequences from that instant gratification. Now, the consequences might be good, they might be bad, but they're not going to last. The effect for it is not going to last. It isn't something that is sustainable. You're going to have to create another video. And what you're doing is bragging, right? And when you brag, the consequences aren't the same. Everybody might be like, oh, you're such a good person, things like that. But inside, you're going to know you don't deserve it. It's not, that there's something wrong. And the factor there, all right. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I guess I'm not doing that tonight. Okay. Bummer. I hope they feel better. I was going to go to a sober fest tonight, but the person holding it has COVID, so I hope they're okay. So, great. That means I have to work on the house more. Ain't no thing. See, delayed gratification. There it was. I want to go do something today. Now I don't get to do it. My time is being disrupted and changed. Look at that right here. It's happening right now. What's my concern? Then I hope that the person is okay. I do hope that they're feeling better. So there it is. I could have been all upset. Oh man, I don't get to do whatever you do. You know what it means? It means God has different plans for me this evening. That's what that means. See, I can look at it much differently now. I can look at it a lot differently. All right, so definition, the act of seeking immediate pleasure or satisfaction. The focus is short term. You want the immediate results. Oh, I feel better. I need to feel better right now. All right. Well, it's another one where you need that instant gratification. How about when you wake up in the morning, you're shaking like a leaf on a tree because you're detoxing from alcohol, so you take some more so that the shakes stop. That is instant gratification. But what it's done, it's built on the problem. Whereas if you didn't drink and you gave yourself delayed gratification, the result is going to be better. It's going to be a healthier lifestyle. So that's another one that we go through. Examples: watching a video when you should be working, hitting the snooze button, eating a sugary snack for a quick energy boost. Consequence can lead to a cycle of short-term satisfaction. Okay. So let me tell you what instant gratification, what it gives you. Okay. This is what instant gratification turns into. Give me 1 second. I forgot. This is what happened. We were having trouble with personal relationships. We couldn't control our emotional natures. We were prey to misery and depression. We couldn't make a living. We had a feeling of uselessness. That's the big one in this case. We were full of fear. We were unhappy. We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. That's what instant gratification creates. It creates the bedevilments. Sometimes the consequences will be good. But here's the problem with alcoholics. Okay. See, alcohol affects us differently. Whereas my wife, when she takes a drink, she feels a little bit more relaxed. Maybe her inhibitions are going down a little bit. She might act a little bit crazier than she usually does. She got a shot of dopamine or cortisol or whatever it is. It went to her happy place, right? Not so for us. It does go there, but it also goes to our reward center. So what you're doing is you're telling your brain that instant gratification is the reward. It is the right way to go. Now we're doing it. Now we're on a totally different plane. And that's where the bedevilments start. You're going to look for that short-term satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction, but I try. Yes, I try. Okay. I guess I'm just singing Rolling Stones today. That's the one we're doing. All right. So let's move on to delayed gratification here. Then, now, what works really good with delayed gratification? What saying do you think out there at least in AA, right? 1 day at a time. Yeah, 1 day at a time. Oh, that, oh, this, and oh, that. I see people are like, sorry, sometimes I just don't understand people. I mean, I do, but yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. So, definition: the ability to resist immediate rewards for a better or greater reward in the future. Okay, so I'm not going to drink today. Well, what's the consequence? I'm going to feel better about it tomorrow. Unless this is my first day of quitting drinking, then tomorrow's going to suck. Okay, I'm just letting you know. But in a few weeks, you're going to be feeling better. It's going to take a little bit. It really depends on how long you drank and the amount. And there's a few factors in there. But for a lot of us, okay, here's where we're different also. Oh, an ounce an hour. When you drink in excess so much that the next morning, you still got a buzz on, an ounce an hour don't matter. Our bodies process alcohol differently. Okay. On average, it takes 28 days to get all the alcohol out of your system. On average for an alcoholic. Took me longer. I screwed up my liver. We were talking 6 months to live, liver transplant, months of delayed gratification. Finally, I felt better. It took a little while, but I got there. Okay. Yes, getting sober in the beginning is very, very hard. So if you're on day one, tomorrow's probably going to be a little bit suckier. Okay. This is why we have detox. This is why we have emergency rooms. Okay. Alcohol and benzos can kill you from withdrawal. Right. So you get a greater reward in the future. Okay. Now you don't know when that's going to be. You don't know when that's going to be. Let's go back to the example. I helped somebody out, but this time I didn't take pictures. I didn't make a video. I didn't put it online. In fact, I told nobody. I told nobody. It might be 2 years down the line. I'm going to see that person. They're going to come up to me and they're going to be like, I got 2 years now. All because you decided to help me. Thank you for that. Trust me. That reward is going to be so much better than any amount of likes and loves and pats on the back that you would have gotten for posting it. It's going to be much better. But if you decide to go the other route, that ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen because you already got your accolades. You created your consequence. You created your reward. And when you do that, that is your will, not God's will. Therefore, there is no gift coming in the future. You do not have anything to look forward to. It'd be like if you decided your birthday was today. Mine's September 18th. It's now October 10th. Let's say I get my birthday, I make it today. That means next year I don't get one. I already had it. Okay. So focus long-term goals and future benefits. Now, there are some things that you also get some immediate benefits, especially in the beginning. You will get some. When you make the choice to not drink, like you wake up in the morning and you decide that you're going to talk to God and pray to start your day instead of go to the liquor store, that choice right there is a determination. That's good. It's a determination for the day. All right. And you made that determination. And it's a good one. Okay. And you're going to feel good about it, probably even in the moment. Those are some of the immediate things that you will get. But the gifts that come along with it, okay, I say this a lot. You got two choices. You can either create your own gift, which is going to fall short, very, very short from the gift you would have gotten from God. So pick your gift. You don't get both, you greedy little child. All right. Example, saving money for a down payment instead of spending on impulse buys. Studying a difficult exam instead of going out with friends. Or consistently exercising for long-term health. Okay. Well, I don't want to go to a meeting today. Go to a meeting. You better get your ass to a meeting. All right. Consequences require self-control and can lead to a greater, more meaningful, lasting satisfaction. Requires self-control. I mean, when it comes to alcohol, I don't have any self-control. So, that part's off the table. So what am I going to utilize? Well, I'm going to utilize God. I'm going to utilize time. Okay, I just need to stay sober for another hour. Okay, I can do that. See? If you could take these things in smaller chunks, then it'll be easier to digest. So, all right. I don't think I have much more on this one. It's pretty clear cut. This one's pretty simple. Choose your consequence. And not all consequences are bad. I say consequence, and I know your brain's like, well, but they're bad. No, not all consequences are bad. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And